I know that a lot of people are extremely overwhelmed thinking about the future. Will I ever be successful? Will I ever have millions of dollars in my bank account? And trust me, I get it. I fall victim to this every single night thinking about the future. But I want all of us to take a step back and remember that there are so many things that we can do right now and take control of to ensure that our future is extremely successful and successful for a very long time, which is the most important thing. And the first important step is preserving what you have. I know you may be thinking, Prav, I don't even have a few $100s to my name right now. What is preserving this gonna do for me? And the truth is that it's not really the amount that matters. It's more so the discipline that you're picking up right now, so that when you're a lot older, you have a better chance at keeping your wealth. The last thing we want is for you to spend years out of your life working to attain that goal you have in mind, whether it's $100,000 or $1 million or whatever it is, just for you to lose it all within a single night like that because you're undisciplined enough to keep it. And the number one thing that I picked up during my financial journey is learning how to say no. And what I mean by this is learning how to say no to things and people that don't get you closer to your goals, whether it's spending things that you don't really need or unnecessary outings. And trust me, I get that you do these things because it comes from a place of love. You want to give the people that you truly love the life they truly deserve. And trust me, I fall victim to this as well. But I want you to take a step back again and remember that the biggest blessing and gift that you can give your loved ones is learning how to stay independent, carving your own path and becoming successful. And you unnecessarily spending X amount of dollars every single week isn't getting you there. It's actually slowing you down, so you need to stop. And again, like I said, I truly get it. There's been countless moments in my life where I would spend every single weekend with my friends spending an ungodly amount of money on drinks and food and experiences just because I had fear of missing out. Within a blink of an eye, I would look at my bank statements and boom, $300 just gone on a single Saturday night. And these are things that I had to give up because it doesn't allow me to get closer to my goals. And trust me, these are things that seemed like a big sacrifice in the beginning, but looking back now, I'm really glad I did these things because that $300 can be easily invested or it can be put towards bettering myself. Another rule that I've implemented in my life is the 30-day rule, and it's exactly how it sounds. I wait 30 days to ensure that something I want becomes a need. I ask myself questions like, does purchasing this get me closer to my goal? If so, how? Is this really important right now and why? And asking myself these questions within a matter of 30 days allow me to mentally, put together a pros and cons list. And guys, I'm not saying deprive yourself from your wants and needs. All I'm saying is have more calculated steps. You should think twice about where you're putting your money. And that's what I'm telling you guys to do. It's so easy to just pick up your card and tap things away and spend an ungodly amount of money on your wants. But having a bit more discipline right now when you don't even have much, it's really important because, what's to say when you have $10,000 coming in every single month, you don't spend more money? Prioritizing your wants and needs now allow you to understand, okay, so this is what I actually need to live a comfortable life, and everything else on top of that is just purely wants. Having a rough understanding now allow you to make more calculated steps so that when you have more money and more playing room, you don't lose control. The second step is to invest in yourself to earn more. The best investment is to invest in yourself for the highest form of return. I know that a lot of you may not have extra disposable income to throw and experiment, but I would still recommend this regardless of how much you have in your bank account. Whether it's $10, $100, $1,000, investing in yourself is always worth it. It may seem scary at first, but it's extremely necessary because whatever you invest in yourself, whatever knowledge you pay for and possess, these are things that you will always keep within your life till the end. I would recommend learning high demand skills, things like coding, marketing, sales, whatever it is. These are things that you can really take to different sectors and different pathways of life and stand out a lot more, which often results in higher paying jobs and often results in you getting more interviews if you don't have a post-secondary education. I also want to say that There are countless platforms out there that are free or that often cost $10, $15, or whatever it is to attain a certificate in something like this. Things like Coursera or YouTube are amazing platforms for you to learn a high demand skill. For example, with myself, I've learned things like web design or coding from YouTube and YouTube alone. And my favorite part is present yourself well. The world perceives you how you allow them to perceive you. If your beard is scruffy, you haven't had a haircut in 9 months, if you don't shower, how do you think the world will perceive you? If you want people to take you seriously, if you want to make money, the least you can do is present yourself well. Pay for a haircut, get your eyebrows lined up, get your nails done, whatever it is, look presentable, look sharp. And I know this seems small, but this has a very huge impact. If you're interviewing for a job and there's another guy that's suited up, has a nice haircut, looks fresh, even if you guys have the same exact skill sets, the chances of you getting the job are very slim compared to him. And break the bad habits, whether it's smoking or toxic relationships, whatever is holding you back, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Because these are things that you need to let go now. If it bleeds into the future and you somehow still end up making a lot of money, these are things that might hold you back and actually allow you to lose everything. And while we're on this topic, I want everyone to focus on their mental health. Address mental blocks through journaling or therapy or even a trusted friend. I know that it's a very sensitive topic, but these are things that you need to let go of now so it doesn't bleed in and cause more harm in the future. And I have a very special rule that I implement every single day. It's called the 1 hour rule. Dedicating just 1 hour every single day to self-improvement, just writing down whatever comes to mind, and literally whatever comes to mind, whether it's something that really made you happy today, something that brought a smile to your face, or something that got you really frustrated and angry and sad, or just random stuff, whatever it is, writing it down and then closing that book. Really, I promise you, it'll make you feel so much more lighter having your thoughts, your mental blockages written down on a piece of paper and closing that book. I do this every single day, and it's a form of, just like a mental vomit in a sense. It really allows me to just let go of everything and just focus on what matters the most. Step 3 is to find the intersection of skills, passion, and market demand. What I mean by this is that money alone isn't enough. It doesn't bring happiness. Find work that you're extremely passionate about. Number 1, it's skills. Ask yourself, what are you good at? And number 2, it's passion. What energizes you? What makes you genuinely happy? And number 3, market demand. What will people pay you extra for? And create sort of a chart with this. Ask yourself these questions. And that intersecting point, that middle point where it touches upon all 3 of these things is what you should genuinely consider pursuing in this life. For example, I was washing dishes, selling shoes, doing whatever it takes to make ends meet. It was very fulfilling in the beginning because all the bills were paid. I saw cash coming in. But I was depressed. I wasn't fulfilled with my life. I realized that these are not things that I can do forever. So asking myself these questions of what am I good at? What energizes me? What will people pay me for? That solved the question of me being overwhelmed and asking myself, what will I do with my life? And why this matters is that you really need balance in this life to stay happy. Skills without passion equals burnout. Passion but without any demand, it equals struggle. And chasing money with no interest equals you being unfulfilled and being depressed forever. And implement this framework. List your skills, identify your passions, and research market demand. I did this myself. I realized that a skill that I had was web design. I realized that a passion that I had was building small businesses. And the market demand was extremely high in my neighborhood, and people were willing to pay whatever it takes to have a bit more of an established look. And I ran off with it. And it worked for me, and it will work for you. Just implement this. And the 4th step is to start investing early in the market. I know that a lot of you may be thinking, I don't even have enough money right now. Why don't I just wait till I have $1,000 and then start then? And trust me, I get it. I had the same exact mindset. I wanted to time the market. I wanted to save up more money to start investing, but that's not needed. I want to ensure you guys that you don't need a lot of money to start investing. For example, $120 invested per month at a return of 8% yields $100,000 in 25 years. This is more money and higher returns, and I know what you're thinking. 25 years to get $100,000. It doesn't seem like a good trade-off, but I want you guys to remember, in 25 years, when you're in need of $100,000, do you have someone in your life that will give you that type of money? Do you want to depend on someone to give you that type of money? You only have yourself in this world, and starting now ensures that you're set for success. The earlier you start, the more your money grows. I know a lot of people that have yet to start investing because they believe they don't have the income to do so. Well, fair enough, but I want you to take a step back and remember that you're paying for useless subscriptions right now. You're paying for fast food every single week, and you don't need to. Cutting down just these two things alone will give you the extra income to start investing. It gives you that extra $30 to start putting into the market so that you have $100,000 in 25 years. Of course, if you can do more, the better. I know people doing $500 a month or $1,000 or $2,000, whatever it is, but we all need to start somewhere. If you can do $60 a month, please go ahead and do so. Do not time the market. Do not wait till you get a better paying job, whatever it is. Just enter the market right now. I cannot stress this enough. Small, consistent contributions add up, and even $30 a week will change your future. Number 5, it's to pay off high interest debt. You know, I remember the first time I got a credit card. I was extremely happy, yet I didn't even know how a credit card worked. You know, I would spend money here and there, and soon enough, my bill would be a few $100s. As an 18, 19-year-old, I didn't have a better understanding about wealth or creating wealth. And it was more so of an instant gratification trap. You know, credit card spending feels good, but it comes with a 20-30% interest rate that holds you back. You know, I know people at this age that, you know, they have thousands of dollars in credit card debt. And when they make more income or they increase their income, it doesn't really feel like they're increasing their income because everything that they're making goes straight to paying off their credit card. You know, I do not want you to be in that trap. For example, you know, a 30% interest rate is money that you're losing month after month. This is something that you can put towards building your future, but instead, you're paying off consumer debt or whatever it is. What I like to do and recommend is called the debt avalanche method. And trust me, credit card debt will hit you like an avalanche, and that's why I've named it this. What I do is pay off debts starting with the highest interest rates. Don't look at the balance, start off with the highest interest rate first, and focus on one debt at a time to save money and to eliminate debt faster. What I recommend is asking yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice right now in the short term to ensure that my future self can have a better life? Are you willing to cut down on subscriptions or eating out or unnecessary vacations, things like that? And ask yourself this seriously, because whatever you're doing is adding on to the pile of debt that you already have, or pile of death, you might as well just call it that. But I do want to say that the sooner you pay this off, the better, because with credit card debt, you know what you're getting, and you're losing a 30% every single month. And the way that I view it is that as soon as you pay everything off and you don't have credit card debt anymore, you've gained 30%. You know, you've freed up more money to make investments or save or for future opportunities. Number 6, track every dollar that you spend. Knowing your income and where your money's going allows you to gain more control over your finances. It allows you to, analyze where you might be overspending your money. Things like subscriptions or cups of coffee. And trust me, I get it. I love a good cup of coffee, but I'd rather make it at home for 10 cents rather than paying $6 at a cafe. And by tracking, you can identify unnecessary spending and relocate your money towards things that matter the most. Things like paying off high interest debt or paying off whatever it is, or even my favorite part, putting it towards investments. And while tracking where I'm spending my money, it allows me to have a bit more of a creative thinking and approach. For example, if I'm spending $8 at the same place, I ask myself, what makes this place so, irresistible? And how I can apply this to my own goals in business. And I have this perspective with every single business that I go to and spend my money. What are they doing right, and how can I implement their strategies to my business? But I guess this is the business and entrepreneurial part of me that thinks that way. But anyways, what I recommend is using Excel or Google spreadsheets to categorize your income and expenses and to have a bit more of a visual representation. And secondly, what I use myself is just a simple pen and paper. I know, very outdated, but it works for me because my income is variable. It depends time to time, and I recommend this for people that are self-employed. And I know there are a lot of apps out there that you could use, things like Mint and YNAB, that can analyze your spending and analyze certain trends. So please look into that. And there are a lot of benefits of tracking your income and expenses. You get a lot of mental clarity. You understand exactly where your money is going. And there's a lot of discipline involved as well. It reduces impulsive purchases, and you become a lot more mindful of your spending habits. And you gain a new form of freedom by doing so. Cutting out unnecessary expenses allows you to, free up more money for investments, growth, or my favorite part, to pay off high interest debt. Consistency is key, and make tracking a regular habit to improve your financial discipline and to gain more control over your spending, because without control, you're just letting it happen. And that's it for this video, guys. You should be proud of yourselves for taking that first step in creating a better future for yourself. Please leave a like, share, and subscribe. I'll be posting a lot more now. Thank you guys. Till next time.